was sliding down the valley in the back streets. Got a bad Mexican by the swap meet. You can take that west to the short side. You can do what you want cause it's your life. Hit the 94 to Imperial. Four corner green cat, that's a liquor store. We can head to OB, smoke weed on the beach, but I barely even see the beach. I got a bad bitch, slicker than Mitch. Blue 42 with the flick of the wrist. CIF and it's VIH. 4 inches and we standing on business. 24 hours for your fitness. Can I work you out like a gymnast? Then we gon' slide to the body, oh. Come take a ride down the Daygo. Slide to the east side. Baby, we can kick it on the west side. If you wanna dip to the south side, baby, we lit and we outside. I was flying down the valley in the back streets. Got a bad Mexican by the swap meet. You can take the west to the short side. You can do what you want cause it's your life. Hit the 94 to Imperial. Four corner green cat, that's the liquor store. We can head to OP, smoke weed on the beach, but I barely even see the beach.
Barely see the beach and we vibing on this side. Fuck with all my sections, usually catch me on the south side.
Hi, welcome to Screen Time Love with Anissa. I have Wynn here.
Yeah, it's probably.
He's a ex-baseball player
You can say that. Yeah.
/ rapper
/ artist.
/ electrician /
Slash I do it all. / barber too, if you talking about that.
Man, I'm like so like amused by all these artists and rappers. They have so many different like talents. Like last week or a couple weeks ago I did Compton and he likes to work on cars. You know what I mean? And that's like he really loves it. So it's like
Wow.
to be multifaceted like that and be that talented, like
That's
crazy.
good. That's cool. Cause I feel like it happened just from growing up, being in different sports, always being active, always got to do something.
Yeah.
So if it's not sports or it's not a specific sport, then it's the other sport because of the seasons, So it's like, I don't know. It's
So you
cool.
like
I
every
it.
sport?
Nah, not really. I played baseball, obviously, football, and then basketball, like in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not really like for a team or nothing. My expertise was baseball.
Yeah, I was reading up on that. So honestly, I thought you were just a rapper or an artist, R&B / rapper.
Yeah,
And then like I did my due diligence and I found out you were in a minor league, right?
yeah.
But the Mets had signed you first,
hmm
and then you did that like whole independent thing, so it was kind of hard to get in.
That's funny. I appreciate you for taking time out of your day to even, do your due diligence to just even see what I'm about.
Yeah, it was
You
really
know,
interesting.
Because I've just randomly hit you up because I seen what you were doing online. I was like, hey, that's pretty dope. Like,
Yeah.
And then I seen like the people you had on there. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. She really doing something. So she doing something good. So I want to be a part of that for sure.
Yeah.
And then just, appreciation. Thank you.
Well, that's my thing is like I like when artists come to me. Like Compton came to me and I was like, me? Look,
Yeah,
I'm like,
me?
me? Are you sure? So it was kind of cool. I think it's just kind of just being like who I am, and just wanting to put musicians like and artists on a platform where maybe I don't have a lot of people following, but someone's gonna see it. You know what I mean? The more the better. Like the more features or content that you're on, it's always better.
Because you don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
Right? And you got to play like you don't know who's watching. And that's what I learned with like baseball. Even if it's practice, somebody's going to be watching. So every time you go out there to perform or practice, like you got to keep that chip on your shoulder and understand somebody's always watching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what your uncle had told you, right? He's like, make sure you keep a chip on your shoulder when you're pitching.
Definitely. Yep. I won't forget them words for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. And you like went in and you're like, damn, I don't even know if I threw hard enough. And it turns out you threw harder than you thought. And it was like a 92 opposed to like.
Yeah, because it was at a tryout. And then I was like, I don't know. Because anytime you perform, you're always going to think I didn't do good enough, right?
Yeah.
So then to just get a call like 3 days later, I was surprised, like, oh, dang, because I didn't know how hard I threw. I just felt like, I could have threw harder.
Yeah, you're like your own worst critic. I feel like I'm always like, I don't look good. You know what I mean? But everyone's like, oh, you look okay. It's like, do I though? So yeah, I get where you're saying.
Definitely.
But you set yourself up for low expectations. So that's good. You weren't like, I got this in the bag. You know what I mean? You were kind of like.
I was confident, definitely, but then just my body wise, just like when I threw, I just feel like, I feel like I could have threw harder. Because, as a pitcher, once you release the ball, you're like, I could have threw this one harder.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be. So
that's a lot of pressure for a kid. What were you like 17?
No, I was 20.
Oh, okay.
23 actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
23. Because I always know that because when I look back at my jerseys were the number of the age I was. Just so if I do look back, I know, I was that age at that time.
Oh, is that how that works?
No, that's what I did.
Oh, I was like, damn, I didn't know that.
No, that's what I did.
I'm like,
'Cause
damn,
you-
Kobe, you were 28. Just kidding.
Nah.
Yeah, so that's cool. That makes sense. Like, you can refer back to when you're like, oh, I was 13. My jersey says 13.
Yeah, right. If you go that far back, yeah.
But that's cool. I think that it's like, that's a bigger part, I think, of you than anything, because that's kind of like where you started,
Yeah.
right? So it's like the root, the foundation where you began. So it's like, and then that transfers into like now, and like, you're not going to give up. Like, I'm going to keep doing this until like I'm a winner. You know what I mean? Until I can't anymore.
Yeah. Because when I went to a tryout, so you got two sides. You got the left field foul pole line, then you got the right field foul pole line. And I already went in there knowing like, okay, I could hit 89 miles per hour. Obviously, we were just sitting around, boom, and it's your turn to go, boom. I only kept hitting 88. I'm like, He's like, all right, what's your name? All right, cool. Like, he was trying to write me off. And I'm like, nah, I know I could throw 89. Like, that's all you need was that 89. I'm like, I came in already knowing, like, well, why am I not doing it today? Like, come on. All right, cool. There's another side. I went on the other side because I wasn't going to let him tell me no because I knew what I could do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I got it accepted to the next round. But he said, come over here too. Like, all right, cool. Then I threw and I hit 89. Then he was like, all right, you're going to the game. Because if you threw like a miles per hour that they're looking for as a pitcher, you're going to get to the game.
And you're left-handed. You said that has something to do with you getting drafted.
Yeah, definitely. And just because it's like left.
Well, you're right. You're ambidextrous.
Yeah, I do both.
So can you write with both hands too?
I'm predominantly right-handed, but when I write with my left, it has to be like really slow, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's cool. Your stepdad was like, "Fuck that. Let's get him with two hands." You know what I mean?
Just throw this baseball.
But that gave you leverage. I feel like, because like not everyone can do that.
Nah, but I feel like if you're a lefty, no hating on the righties, but I feel like we're a little bit.
You're a righty too. What you talking about?
So then I'm extra special then, right? But I feel like every lefty that I met, I feel like they're creative. No, that's where I get it from.
Lefties are hella smart. They're always like real technical and like they're good at like math and stuff. I feel like.
I think so because
it's like their left brain.
A lot of electricians that I've seen, lefties say, "You're lefty, you're lefty." I'm like, what the heck? What's the coincidence in that? But I don't know. I just find that very weird.
But you're both.
I know.
Cool. Just stop trying to claim the left. Cool. You're a righty, all right? You're with me. Hey. No, but I always thought that too. I was always like, left-handers are special. They're sinister. That's what they would say. They would always make people try to use their right hand in the olden days because left was sinister. So they would always like, try to condition them to use their right hand. But yeah. Anyways, that's another podcast. Altogether, how's your margarita?
Well, I was expecting a shot and it came out strong. It came out very strong, but it's good though.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah, I gotta let the ice, do its thing on that one.
It's delicious. Guys, don't listen to him.
No, it's good. I'm playing. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so baseball's not a thing for you anymore. Like you're out of the woods with that.
I give private lessons on the side.
Okay.
Because I feel like with my journey, since I played at literally every level from little league all the way up, middle school, high school, junior college, the minors, independent leagues all around. So when I'm looking back at these kids that I'm giving lessons to, I feel like I'm able to give them every step of the game, because I didn't really have a pitching coach at that age to tell me this is what it is or whatever.
Wow, you didn't? You just did it on your own?
No, we just had natural talent. Like my high school, Mount Miguel, we just had raw talent, but the coaching wasn't there. So you have an outfielders, and myself included, that can run, throw, and track a lot of ground, right? But we weren't baseball solid like IQ wise. We just had raw talent.
Yeah. But it's kind of like playing music, but you can't read the notes.
Yeah, right. Like you have a talent, but you just need to keep perfecting it.
Yeah.
And so when I give these lessons, I'm always thinking about how like I'm giving back because I never had nobody breaking it down like this. With everything I accumulated over my career, I tell them, but I try to keep it very simple because my lowest or my youngest is like 7 to like 15 years old or whatever. My oldest is probably like 18 one time.
And does he play baseball?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he still does play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are like lessons I give. Yeah.
That's dope. I mean, I feel like I should call you and have my kids come in.
If he likes baseball.
Well, there's 2 of them. They're both 10.
That's cool.
They're twins.
That's what I do.
They did flag and they like it, but I think this is less of a contact sport. So for me, as a mother, I'm like, yeah, let's do baseball all day. Okay. And also I noticed East County is a baseball city. Like when I lived down south, it's a football city, like in National City and Otay. But you come here and like everyone at work is like, oh, my son is an all-star. And like, you'll see it on like on the their lawns will be like, Nolan Ray is like a all-star, you know, and I'm just like, God damn, it's like an East County thing. But I mean, you came from East County, like in a way.
Yeah. Spring Valley.
Yeah.
You know.
So
I was sliding down the valley in the back streets. That's how that song came about.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the music, I guess.
That's what I do. Baseball is in me, but that's like behind me now.
I think it's a real interesting story, though. How like you kind of gotten that far, and then you kept going, and you didn't think you were good enough, and then you didn't want to go home, and
I had some tough moments, you know, and it's like now being away from the game and noticing how like people. They when they go through like separation, like from their family, where they have to live somewhere without their family, they only here by themselves, kind of thing, build a career. It's like I know what that feels like because I remember I did it earlier in my career, like when I was 23, going way over here, no family members and stuff like that, meeting a whole new group of guys and just like being away, so everything's new.
Yeah.
Right. So I just like to like maybe just chill in the hotel room or whatever, watch my shows or play sports or something like that.
Yeah, it's rough. It's like being in the military. You got to go out there and just make new friends and kind of vibe and
go through all the emotions. You know, not playing well, getting cut,
not having someone there.
Yeah, and just you out there by yourself. You know, it's cool.
So when did that journey end for you?
I would say in 2018.
Okay, and then you came back to San Diego.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. Because it was like I kept putting myself out there to get signed, and I wasn't getting signed at all. And like I didn't want to just sit and wait for somebody to come discover me. Like I would put myself out there by making videos of me pitching, the velocity, in-game videos and stuff like that until I seen this site called Baseball Jobs Overseas. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of waiting for it. I'm about to go out there and get it. Mm-hmm. So then what they do is they make you create a profile, and then teams that are looking for foreign players read your profile. If they like what they see, stats and all that, they're like, hey, we got a job for you here. So that's what I did. So that's how I was able to go to Germany and play for 3 months.
Dope.
I had a dope ass experience there. My bad. I didn't mean to cuss. I mean,
no, I cuss all the time.
Okay, it's cool.
Fine.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
But then so I go out there, I learn, and I have different experiences, but like at an older age. But so once I got done with that, like I'm like, okay, I'm not getting signed anymore. I gotta look towards my career now. Like, what do I want to do with myself? I want to be successful.
Yeah.
And then my uncle was telling me like, yo, you're at an age where you got to get into it. You should get into a trade now. Because if not, you're going to wait and your retirement age is going to be older. Like me,
it's smart, yeah. That 401k, boy, you need that shit. If you don't have that shit right now and you're of our age, and it's a problem. Like we need to get that 401k stat. Like, so he was right.
Right.
Definitely a thing.
Yeah. So I became an electrician, but then I started discovering music again. I was like, oh, I like this too. So now, since I'm not doing baseball, electrician is my primary, but like I love making music because it just comes. It just comes like naturally. Yeah,
your voice is definitely one of a kind. When I heard you on, I think it was High End Radio's page, Big Black, Joe Black. Yeah, that guy. He's really cool. Actually, I did an interview with Compton. Shout out to Joe. But I saw you first, and you were doing a song. I don't think it was for his podcast. I think he was just like reposting. And I was like, oh man, his voice is really good. And that's when I went into your page, and I think, And then I don't know how somehow we ended up getting connected through TikTok, or I don't know.
I would want to say it was Instagram or something, because I think if I remember correctly, I'm lying. I don't even remember. I think it was on Instagram though.
Yeah, on my Screen Time Love page.
I think because I was going through old videos of mine I was going to delete. And then since I did a song with So Fine, shout out So Fine's West Coast. And he did a song with Compton Menace. So I think somehow I landed on Compton Menace's page. And then I started looking through his stuff again because I haven't seen it in a while because I was going through old songs. Like, oh, shit. And I think I seen him do something with you. I was like, oh, I like the little setup and whatnot. Okay.
So I'm saying, like, that networking thing, it's a thing. And, like, now that we have the resources to do it, like, artists have the resources to do it, I think it's another plug for you guys to just be like, oh, I'm associated with Compton. And now all of a sudden, like, you're associated with Compton and me, and now I'm associated with Joe. You know what I mean? So now it's just like a big old networking thing.
Yeah,
And I try to go to LA as much as I can. So let's be
what it's
honest.
sad. That's what it's sad.
Let's be honest. Like, I love SC. We have Mitchie. We got all these motherfuckers out here. But like at the same time,
Daygo versus everybody.
Yeah, Daygo, we love you. I love Daygo, but at the end of the day, like when you go to LA, I have like 5 interviews, like lined up with producers or actors. You know what I mean? People that, not them saying we're not driven in San Diego, but I think when you're in LA, it's like easier for you to get in LA. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you passionate about podcasts?
I am.
Okay,
I am.
So when I used to cut hair, me and this dude would always conversate or whatever. He said he read a book, and the quote that like stood out to me, he said, "Your passion will always make a way for you."
Okay.
Right, and I was like, "Dang, that sounds dope!" Like, and it always stuck with me because when I see some people, they always figure out like they kind of don't know what they want to do in life. And I just had the opportunity to play baseball, travel, do all this, but right, like I'm still trying to figure out what I like, and I feel like with music, I'm passionate because it just comes. Like my family's from Detroit, so it just comes, you know? And like giving lessons, like I'm just a people person, so like I don't have to like think about what I want to do. I just feel like I gotta be myself, and that's what I like about this music shit though. It's just you expressing yourself over a dope ass beat, and I
think when you're a creative and you're trying to be in like a regular job, like I was at the pharmacy for 20 years, and I felt like a circle trying to fit in a square. Do you know what I mean? Like I was trying to be happy in this like corporate job, but at the same time, like I knew I had more potential. I feel like I had something outside of that. And just like as of recently, I started the podcast, and everyone's like, "Damn, you're a really good podcaster." And I'm like, "Damn!" And I don't even know why I like it or what happened along the lines, and it just happened really fast. And then I just started networking, and I think a big part of our situation, like with music and with podcasting, it's like you just got to go out there because no one's gonna come to you. You know what I mean? Like, especially if we're new.
That's what I learned with baseball too. Like nobody's gonna come for me unless I go out there and put myself in these positions. Like if I'm trying to get signed, right, I'm gonna look where the tryouts are. If I don't have an agent, I'm gonna look where the tryouts are. Okay, cool. What's the times, date, whatever. Get myself prepared because I don't know what kind of opportunities I'm going to run into from being out there. But I do know if I don't put myself out there, I'm not gonna see none of those opportunities.
Right, exactly.
So if I want to get signed, sitting down at home ain't gonna do it. So I had to really get up and put myself out there and be my own agent.
Exactly.
So with this music stuff, it's like I've been networking, just learning the footsteps because it's already done before.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just trying to figure out my own process of it.
Yeah.
And make it make sense for myself as I go through this journey. But I'm gonna make mistakes though.
And I like that you consistently post, and you don't care who's about it or who's not about it. Like I feel like that's kind of like I consistently post and I don't get likes, but I think it's just even putting it out there so they remember you, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I know that girl, you know what I mean? Like, I know her, I know that podcaster, I know that rapper, like it's just consistently putting it on the feed. And it's like, I know that even though no one's like supporting me visually, like on paper, right? There's no likes or anything. I think as long as I know that it's out there, you know what I mean? Like on my page and on my resume, and it doesn't really matter, but consistently posting, I think helps.
I think I do it just because it's like I'm no stranger to the grind. I know what it takes to, like, if you want something to happen, right, you got to be very direct and intentional about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. So if I want to get more listeners or whatever, or more fans or whatever, I don't like saying fans because, if I want to get more listeners, I got to put more stuff out there.
True.
And then I feel like nowadays it's about knowing the artists and stuff like that, like falling in love with them and their personality. Exactly. So if I just hold it on to myself, I'm not letting the world see what I have to offer.
Yeah.
So it's like I need to start doing more. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, because I want somebody to hear my song, like, oh, I want to work with that dude, right? So every time somebody asks me, hey, so where do you want to go with this? I'm like, to be real, in the beginning, I said wherever God will allow me to take it is cool. Like, I'm not doing it with the expectation of, I got to get here. No, I'm just going to keep putting in them reps because I know with baseball, if I keep doing it, keep practicing, it's going to lead to good things. Right. So I'm familiar with that. So if I know the consistency and the discipline, it will take me there.
Right.
Oh, what can music do if I take that same consistency and discipline there too?
Yeah. So
I'm like, oh, yeah. It definitely keeps me going.
Yeah, things take work. And I think that's kind of where a lot of people have like the misconception. Like,
definitely.
You just want to do a podcasting job? Like, it takes a lot. Like, we had to set this shit up and I was like, are my mics on? Like, and like, it's just a lot of work that goes into it, and having to be a people person and having to talk to someone. I'm actually an introvert, so it's weird for me to be on a podcast and be able to talk to people.
Yeah.
But and people are like, well, is that something you want to do forever? And it's like in like a negative connotation. I'm just like, I don't know. Like, it's just a thing. Like, it's just a hobby at this point. Like, I'm not going to say I'm going to be a millionaire off of it, but if I like doing it, then why not?
Why not, right?
What's the problem?
Even if it is a hobby, your hobby can turn into something you do full time.
Yeah.
Because I thought about this too. I said, damn, baseball, right? It's a kid's game. But these dudes are getting paid millions.
Right?
Literally to think like, damn, this is a kid's game. Football, all them, soccer.
Yeah.
We started playing them sports at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, damn, y'all getting paid this much to play a kid's game. That's crazy.
To play your dream, basically.
Right.
LeBron's out here dancing and shit, making billionaire, having fun.
Right? You just got to find your niche. And when you find it, it's not going to feel like work.
Exactly.
But you got to know what you're looking for at the same time.
Like 8 hours doing podcasting, it was like that. I'll be in the studio and I'll be like, fuck, it's right time to go. But at work, I'm like, God damn it, it's only 3. I have 4 more hours to go. Right. So it's kind of like, when time flies when you're having fun, right? Like that's definitely cliche, but it's kind of where it is when you like what you do.
Yeah, because when I'm giving lessons to kids, it just feel like I'm playing catch with them and stuff.
That's cute. Yeah.
Because the way I go about it, I break it down, I teach them, I coach them, I slow it down, I see how much they can, how much information they can take in, and are they even taking in the information? Because a lot of them be like, yeah, I understand, right? And then when you have them do it, it clearly shows that they don't understand. I'm like, it's okay to not understand, you know? Because that's what I learned with being an electrician. Like, if you don't know some shit, don't act like you do, because for one, you're going to fuck something up. Right? So it's okay to ask questions, right? It's okay to get the full understanding before you just go right in. Yeah. And that's what I'm learning as being an electrician. And then, so when I give lessons, it's like, okay, I understand that. Maybe I need to come at it a different way or say it a different way, whatever the case. But yeah, I like it, man. I love it, actually.
Yeah. So you like kids?
Yeah, I do, because I'm goofy myself, so it just comes natural.
Do you have kids of your own?
Nah, nope, not yet.
Oh, damn, not yet, ladies. Not yet. Did you hear that? Not yet. Oh, my God, it's cuffing season.
Hey, hold up.
You got a job? Yeah, so, I mean, that's definitely, like, for you to be working with kids, I think that's also a big part of your personality. So, like, when they're like, oh, like, I know Wynn, he's like, he's a good dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to pass that on to somebody. I feel like putting yourself out there and letting people know who you are is a big part of success, especially in your business.
Oh yeah, definitely, because nobody made it to the top by themselves, and you never know who you're gonna run into and what possibilities that can come, if you don't put yourself out there. Yeah. And it's like some people, they find it early, some people it takes them a little longer to find it, some people haven't found it yet. So I feel like those people are the miserable ones that, like, oh, you really gonna do this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like, I'm
gonna do this.
But when you're an electrician, like, that was it for you, right? You were just an electrician. You weren't doing music.
No, I've been doing both at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my primary. That's my career path right there.
Okay.
And I'm doing music because I like to do it. And if it takes off and goes somewhere else, I'm cool with that too. Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like my whole life it's always been a crossroads. It's never been just one straight, answer. It's been this team or that team, or this career path for this one, or like stay at this job, or whatever. So what do you feel like your path is? Or my plants create? Well, first and foremost, hold on, let me take a step back and cook. I don't want to answer too soon, too subtle, without thinking about the question. Can you ask me that question again, please? So you said that you always had to choose a path in your life. Yeah. It was either this team or that team, this or that. So what do you feel like right now? Wynn 619. What's your 2 choosing paths right now? What are you? Electrician or a musician? Why can't you just be both? I am doing both. Okay, so those are my 2 paths. Because I'm in a 5-year program, right? And I got to finish that because at the end of it, I'll be sitting nice hourly and career-wise. But let's say somebody hears my music as I'm going through my electrical apprenticeship. Somebody hears yo, we want to sign you, or whatever the case may be. All right, now what am I going to do? Yeah, then you got a choice. I always think about that, because I feel like me knowing my life has never been a straight path. Yeah. I literally just got into the apprenticeship the same time, I'm starting to, really promote myself musically wise. Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just trying to, I don't know. I'm just rolling the dice, I guess. Yeah. No, I mean, okay, you have the time. This is the time to do it, I feel like. Especially right now. I got no kids too? Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're living the life. Yeah. My uncle would say, man, your life's been a vacation. I'm I'm like, yeah, right. If we're being real,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, we kind of don't see it like that. We're not really grateful for what, like, not that you're not grateful, but you don't see it until you see it from someone else's perspective. Like, damn, you live in the life. You're like, well, I guess I am.
Right.
You know, like.
And you got to be okay with sometimes giving yourself credit, because sometimes we too hard on ourselves.
Right.
So you got to have a balance. So I'm a Libra, so I feel like I love balance. So the same way I'm my own worst critic, I sometimes, not sometimes, but I do also give myself that, like, hey, you are nice,
Yeah.
Like, you're not as bad as you think you are, but you're not the best either. But that's what keeps me level-headed, right? If I keep telling myself that, because I don't never want to be too big-headed.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes I feel like certain songs will be like, I could do better on that one. Or
you're a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but that's all part of the game. I feel like you can't put out some sloppy shit and be like, oh, here you go.
Some people like, do though.
You mean like famous people, or just like people that are
like
rapping
up and coming people? Like,
oh, okay.
I feel like they don't understand like what you present to somebody. It's all about representation or presentation, right? Somebody told me this, so this is why I'm able to say this. It's all about presentation. So if I give you a song that's not mixed right and doesn't sound right, and you're still trying to figure it out or whatever, you're gonna look at it like, what the hell is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I come to you with a song that sounds like it's finished and it's presented this way, then you're gonna be thinking, okay, then he's this type of artist, or whatever the case may be. But just the way you present it, if you want somebody to take you serious, you want to make sure your presentation of it is serious. Like, this is what I'm putting out to the world.
Yeah.
And I learned that with the Mets too. Because I remember there are times where like they say, hey, you be careful what you put online because you represent us, right? And then I have friends back home used to make crazy posts, like, like, how the hell do y'all feel comfortable writing this stuff? Like, talking about sex and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't do that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But presentation.
I mean, you're an athlete. I think with being an athlete like Kobe, all those guys had to put on like very like strict facade of who they are, because no one's going to be like, oh, I love LeBron. He was just doing blow with what's his face. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
He has to be like a family man, like upstanding person.
But we all human though.
That's all human. Thing. But you got to maintain that as a star, as somebody in the public eye. You can't be fucking up. Like, you can't at all. Like, even right now, everyone's watching so closely. Like,
people be judging a lot. So it's like people be going through the same shit everybody else going through, right? Like, don't ever think you're the only one going through what you're going through.
Yeah.
And then so it's like they put this image out where they feel like they got to be this way. But ultimately, this is our first time on this earth, right?
Yeah.
Nobody has the instructions on how you're supposed to live, right? Nobody says this is how you need to navigate through relationships. Nobody. It's everybody's first time. They going through the motions, and they making mistakes, and they learning from mistakes, and
everyone does
that's
things their own way. Yeah.
And so we put people on these pedestals, but then when we find out, when the curtain gets pulled away, they just regular people like us.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's true.
Right? And it's like, I don't know. Let me just stop. Man.
No, but you're right though. I mean, I can see that. Just it's like with people that are in the public eye, it's harder for them to, because they get judged so quick, and that's their career. Like, that's how they make their money. And so if someone cancels them, it's over. Like, I think there was like a Tom Spacey or something. He was in a lot of movies, and he got canceled early on, like a couple years ago. And he said he had to sell his house just to make his money. Like, I'm like, damn, like you get canceled like that, and like that's it. Like, you're fired from the world. Like, that's it.
Yeah, that's why you better know something else.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Spacey, that was his name. Yeah, and he's a really good actor. So it's like, man, for him to lose his credibility because someone said he like made moves on some girl, like, it's just like, it's trip.
You got a professionalism.
Yeah.
Right? You got a presentation, right? If I want to, hey, here's my mixtape or here's my album, right? I want to make sure that the presentation of it, when you hear the first song, you like, oh, okay, the beat first, right? The beat, and then the sound, like the voice, and then, okay, what am I saying? So that's how I come about songs. Like, when I write, I definitely got to make sure I choose the right beat.
Yeah.
And from there, it's like, okay, what sound I want to go with? Okay, then what's the cadence I want to go with? And then what am I going to say? That's how I come about it.
Yeah, so you have like levels and steps to it.
Yeah. That's my process. Everybody's process is different.
It's cool though. I mean, seeing like I've been on the side, like in the last 8 months, I've been seeing like producers and their elements and shit like that. And it's like, it's crazy because they're the composers of the song. Like, let's be real. They're the one, like Mike and Keys and whatever, like they all have their part in what they do. And that's one of the biggest parts of the song. But yet, you know what I mean? Like Nipsey will be the one on the front, or you know what I mean? Or Dom will be the one on the front. But in the back, it's like the back end, you got the producers, and they have a really big job to make that song pop, you know, and it's like,
and sound engineers.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to my sound engineers, Chronic.
Shout out to my photographer.
Yeah, man, it takes a team. Right?
Multifaceted. See, and he's a singer and a rapper, you know what I mean? Daygo's Finest, is that what you are online? Daygo Videos.
Okay, shout out Daygo.
Shout out Daygo. Yeah, if you need some photography done.
Some work.
Yeah, he was on the floor right now. I mean, shit, I got dog too, so.
Oh man, it was that drink. He was on the floor from the drink.
He's like, that drink was hella strong. Lie down.
No, we playing.
He's cool though.
Take my job serious.
Yeah, right? Presentation, right? This is what you're gonna expect. Boom, he gonna get the shots.
Okay, so let's talk about like how people are getting canceled. I feel like with Kendrick, in his song, he's like, you might as well stick to one woman because it's getting tricky out there. Like,
oh, it is getting tricky.
So with that said, like, are people afraid now to like get in a relationship when you are part of like this situation? Like, you can't go out there and be like, oh, Wynn raped this. Sorry, I can't say that. Wynn raped this person. Mm-hmm. Like, that's it. Like, you can't. You know what I mean? So it's like, but you don't want to make any girl say that against you, even if it's not true. Do you know what I mean? Like, she could be like, oh, I hate him. Let me just put him on blast and let everybody think I did this. So it's like, is it hard for you to trust people in that situation?
It just depends on how you carry yourself and how you conduct yourself. You know, I like to make sure I have good relationships with people, but obviously sometimes people have a falling out, you know?
Yeah.
People are different personalities or whatever the case may be. At some point in times, people have different values, different beliefs and stuff like that, and different expectations. So when some people doesn't meet your expectations or whatever, then okay, then this when you see pride and ego come in.
Right.
Right. I always like to say this, like, I want your experience with me to be a good one, right? And if it doesn't, then obviously something happened along the way, right? But then sometimes I don't care about being the villain in your story because there's always three sides to every story.
Right.
Right. But it is getting tricky out here. That's why, like, I'm a lover, so I'd rather be in relationships, you know, because it's like you got to do too much to try to fandangle somebody and try to make them, unless you keep it real, like, hey, this is my situation.
Yeah.
But if you trying to play the field and stuff like that and trying to have a relationship, it's like this. Whatever you put in that relationship is what you're going to get out.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people want to expect a full return on their investment and put only
2 cents.
Yeah, like, that's not going to work. So you can't expect expect a good relationship because of what you put into it. Maybe if you switch it up and put more into it, you know, then you'll get more out of it.
Yeah.
Right. And it has to be from both parties, not just one side.
Yeah. It's definitely a circle these days. I feel like men are like, I'm not going to chase her. And she's like, I'm not going to chase him. And so there's no chasing.
But then every time say, oh, they sassy. They didn't want us to. It's not about that. It's about y'all just showing us respect too. Because y'all just want us to do the most, but y'all have these expectations and demands. But it's like, okay, you want all that, that's cool. But like, what are you providing as well? But that's one way to look at it. Mm-hmm. But once you mature, you can look at it like, okay, well, what am I adding to the relationship?
Yeah.
And then you start going, okay, this is what I feel like I add. Now you're looking for somebody that can add as well, but you don't want to be with somebody that's looking about what can I get out of it? Like, what can you add to it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like this drink right here.
You can add more tequila.
4 seconds. Okay.
But I think that's kind of like the trick in the beginning. Like, what do you do? Do you know what I mean? You can't be like, can you chase me just as much as I chase you so we can chase the same? You know what I mean? It's like, there's always going to be like that girl who's like, oh, he didn't do this for me. You know, and there's going to be like, I was like, oh, she's not making me dinner. Well, because you didn't do that for her, so she's not going to do that for you. And then all of a sudden, you guys are not together. It's like, it just becomes a thing where I feel like guys don't want to be simps these days. They don't want to be like, I don't want to show her any emotion, because it's true though. I'm serious. Guys don't want to show emotion to women because all of a sudden they're beta. They feel like they're not, you know, manly enough. And then women are too manly these days. They're too masculine for men.
The roles have switched.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't like the terminology. They said, oh, males are the new bitches and females are the new niggas.
Oh, I didn't say all that.
I don't like that. I heard that before, but I feel like the reason why they saying that is because when guys back in the day or whatever, I don't know if they do. I mean, they do now, but like pimps and shit or whatever, right? They try to see what they can get out of a girl. So at that era, it was like guys using females and shit. Like, what can you get out of her? Oh, can we juice her? That was the terminology in high school. Oh, I'm juicing her. How many chains can I get, right? And so at some point in time, a lot of women stopped getting used to it and got tired of it. and now they the savages now.
Yeah.
And so us men, we can't take what females be giving us. So that's why they say, you know, men are the new bitches and whatever, because it's like the women now, you see Glorilla and all them, they popping they shit right now.
Yeah.
Right? Because they, back then it was maybe love songs, R&B and stuff like that, and, you know, players and stuff. But now, fast forwarding, that's what I'm noticing. Like, okay, the females, they really popping their shit right now.
Yeah.
And they really, oh, what can I do? Get out of here. Like Megan, all them. Oh,
Some people don't like that though. Like, okay, so I was dating this producer. He did like part of the Yay album. I'm not gonna say any names, but yeah, he did Vultures, and he won a Grammy for it. But so he's old school though. He's old. He's not old. Sorry, you're not old. Older. He's older, so he has more of like the old school, like the traditional, like me man, you woman kind of thing. And it's like that. Like those rappers to him are like, why are you trying to act like a boy? Like even me, I'll be like, say, damn, that's dope or whatever. He's like, why do you want to act like a boy? Like, it's not, I feel like women like have the right to be, it's not even masculine. It's just a way of life. It's like they're rapping about what they want to rap about. It's not being masculine. I mean, I don't know, maybe to men it's masculine because it feels like that. It comes off that way, but she's still a woman.
It's a little rough, yeah.
She's a little rough.
A little rough on the edges, but everybody is nowadays. We all been through shit.
Yeah.
Right? It goes back to that. We all here on this earth together one time, and we all been going through stuff.
Yeah.
So when you navigate relationships, you're not gonna meet somebody that's polished. Somebody probably got a little, you know, scratch here, bump here, whatever. But it's about understanding them as a person. Because I feel like once you can understand somebody, then you can love them differently. Because if you don't understand them, it's like, oh, they just tripping. Yeah. Like when they get mad, they tripping, or they think this and that or whatever. It's like because you guys don't have that understanding yet. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say my honeymoon stages, they end quick because I be trying to know the real ASAP. Like, what am I getting myself into? Right?
Wait, what do you mean they end quick? Hold up. So basically you're saying like
I don't be faking too long.
What does that mean though? Like,
it means when you meet somebody, right? You give them your representative, or they give you their representative.
I love that term. Yeah,
the best one. Like, okay, but knowing you're not gonna be perfect every day.
Yeah,
nothing bothers you. Mm-hmm. No, but then once you start dealing with them now, certain shit bothers you. Like, you be get off me, you know, whatever, right? But like those hard questions, they don't get asked in the beginning. Yeah, they get asked after. Like, I heard people say, "Oh, my honeymoon stage just lasted a year," and I be thinking, like, "Damn, y'all been faking for that long." Yeah. Y'all never had like a real conversation, or y'all never bumped heads at all. Like, you guys agree on everything. Like, nah, somebody's doing or both people are doing compromising. But that's, I feel like once you start understanding each other, okay, I can sympathize now because I know where you're coming from. I know what you've been through. I know why you think everything looks like this because of what you've been through. But I'm not like that though.
So do you think that's the key to a successful relationship? Is like understanding that person's
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Because if we don't have an understanding, it means every time we communicate with each other, it's an argument because it's a disagreement. And just because we have difference of opinions don't mean I'm right or you're wrong, or I'm bigger than or you're less than. It just means let's understand each other at this point, because they agree to disagree sometimes.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, agree to disagree.
For real.
But I think sometimes women are misunderstood because we have emotion. You know, we're like emotional. We got moods and shit. We got our period. Like I'm ovulating, so fuck you. Like, get out of my face. But men you can't understand that because you don't know what that feels like. You just know she's being a bitch this moment. So I'm gonna leave. But
some women, I learned, want men to just do without even just asking. Like, but sometimes we can't reach our minds though. I can't reach your mind.
You already know I want flowers. You already know I want you to tell me you love me. You already know I need the text message. You already know I need the reassurance. Just fucking do it. It's a little for a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn you! Why I'm mad at you?
You got it. No, you got it. And that like, I had to learn to do that. Like, okay, you got it. Because sometimes, like, I feel like I put my foot in my mouth because I'll try to explain myself just so you can get an understanding of me. But it sounds like, oh, you just want to go back and forth. I'm like, nah, that's not the case.
Yeah, you're circling.
I just want you to understand what I thought, you know, and then boom. But if you can't acknowledge how I'm feeling, like, in my way of telling you about this is what's up, we're always going to have that conflict. And it's like, this is what I'm trying to do. It's not about going back and forth, but did you hear what I was saying? Because you want me to hear you, right? So, but do you hear me though?
Yeah.
So let's both be heard, and then boom, come to a common ground. And I think that's how relationships become successful.
when I was in a relationship, so I'd be like, I do hear you. And then they're like, no, you don't. And then I'll say something that I didn't mean was mean. And they're like, see, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you're doing it again. I'm like, what did I fucking do? And I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm just going to go. I'm done. Like, so it's kind of like one of those things where you want them, or you guys want us to read your minds also in a way where like you want us to be sensitive to your emotions without having to tell me to be sensitive to your emotions.
Right. It takes work on both ends.
Yeah.
It takes work on both ends. So if one end doesn't communicate well, and the next dude, how we get this one to get better at communicating? But if they don't, then if they don't know how to communicate both parties, then what do you do?
Yeah. I don't know. I think nobody really knows the answer to what creates the perfect relationship. I don't think there is one that exists.
You just telling me what works for you, because what works for you may not work for that person.
Yeah.
Right. But you just got to learn your partner. You really just got to be in tune with them. Like, that's if you really like that person. Right.
No,
if you really like them, you're really paying attention, observing them, doing things like that. But if you're just using it as a situationship, then you don't really care.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're not really paying attention. If it is, it's not that important. All right, whatever. I mean, I've been there. That's why my EP is going to be called Alter Ego, because it's like two different sides.
Okay. So your alter ego is a player.
I'm smooth.
Ooh.
And it gravitates.
Never mind, ladies. Turn it off. Just kidding.
I
don't know about alter ego.
That's just me, though. That's me. When I look back at my dad, my uncle and stuff, I met my granddad, but when he was sick. But when I look back at them, like, that's how they conduct themselves.
They were suave.
Yeah.
I mean,
crazy.
You're a good-looking man. You're attractive. You know, you have your shit together. You're driven. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of women that would be, cool with having you as their man. So it's kind of, you can't just choose. You have to choose one, though, Wynn. At the end of the day, you can't have 10.
Nah, hell nah.
So,
it's getting tricky out here.
That's hard to narrow it down to one person when you look like that, right?
Nah, it's easy. It's easy because I know what I want, or I think I know what I want in a woman. And when I look out there and I see when I'm single and stuff and going different places, like, ooh, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, nah, hell nah. I've been in a situation where I met a female outside and she was like on me, and I'm thinking, okay, she messed with me like that. Right, next day, hey, had a good time meeting you, boom. Kept it at that.
Dang.
Even the next day, cool. Hey, how was your night the other night? Boom, nothing. I'm like, oh shit. And I had a couple of those situations, and it just showed me that, like, they probably already had a situation back home. They just probably went out, was mad, and I'm just gonna have a good night tonight, and then go back home, and then that was.
Guys think that all the time. They're like, she has a whole man at home trying to take me out.
It'd be like that.
I don't know. Like I don't see that. I guess that's just me.
I do. I'm out there. I was out there. My bad. I was out there, like, going out, partying, clubbing, and stuff like that. Like, okay, I'm out there trying to see what's up, and then obviously, as an artist now, I'm out there a little bit more because I want to put myself out there with my music, and I gotta be like, hey, I'm an artist. Have you heard of me? No. Fuck. Have you heard of Trip to Daygo? No. Yeah. Okay. Here. If you haven't, follow my Instagram. Boom.
Oh, so you go to the clubs just to network?
Now I do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you just go out there to Omartha and just be like, "Hey, what's up, bitch?"
I go different places. No, not like that.
He's like, "Oh, bitch, listen to my mixtape."
No, not like that at all.
How do you do that?
Not like that at all. So, like, let's say PB. Today is a good day for PB, right? Okay. Sunday fun day. Boom. Vibes are cool, and I'm like, let me see if the DJ will play Trip to Daygo or something. Or, like, if I'm vibing with somebody, I'm like, yo, you in a Trip to Daygo? Like, nah. Or if they say yeah, I'm like, hell yeah. But if they say no, I'm like, yo, take my Instagram down. Boom. Check it out, man. Here's a video. 32K. Let's get it. Fuck with it.
That's tricky, though, because sometimes you tell, like, a girl that's not your type, and you're like, hey, have you heard my song? And all of a sudden she's like, oh, he likes me. You know what I mean? And then now your Instagram's blowing up with, like, hey, Wynn.
No, I don't even look. I know when I'm flirting. I know when I'm not flirting. Yeah. Like, I know when I'm genuine. It's like, okay. It's like most of the time it's just, I'm just trying to promote myself because, like, right now I'm in a building phase, right? I want more people to know who I am and know of my music. So I got to meet new people. I'm not the type of person that just sits down and an introvert and that's quiet to myself. Maybe after a long, I don't know. But I'm more of a social butterfly. I like talking, right? And so I got to put myself out there like that.
Yeah.
So having a conversation, if you're nice, they may think you're flirting. Cool, whatever. Did you hear my music? That's good.
You're like, cool, did you hear the song? Or did you like it yet?
No, now I'm going to sing it again. Fuck it.
Oh, my God.
For my backup.
So do you go there by yourself?
It starts off like that sometimes because from San Diego, you know a lot of people. So if you go out, you know you're going to meet somebody.
You're going to see somebody.
That you already know.
Yeah.
So I recently, if I'm not with my family or whatever, I'm like a lone ranger or whatever.
Okay. So you just go out there and
yeah, because it'll be like either like let's say if we didn't schedule this or whatever, right? I probably would have got some food or whatever, got some drinks or whatever, and then see some people chat it. If I got work in the morning, or I gotta go and then come back home type of stuff. I don't need to stay out there 2 o'clock in the morning, 12,
Yeah.
11, because it's like because what I do is I'm physical. I gotta keep my head in the game.
what I learned is like anything after 2, nothing good happens.
After 12.
Okay, after
Yeah,
12.
you get a little, hold on.
My bad.
after
I'm
12.
talking about the after parties. Like those after parties never end well. But yeah, I think that like nowadays, like I can't even imagine going out and being like I'm older, but when I was younger, I would stay out till 5 in the morning and be like, it's not over yet. Where are we going? Let's go to Hong Kong. You know, let's go to TJ. Like that was always me. But now I'm like, fuck that. I need to be at home. I got to be doing productive shit. I got a business to run. I got 2 kids. I got the podcast. It's like, I can't go out there and be like, right? That's hard. I can't be like that. It's like, all of a sudden I'll be mid dancing and I'm like, oh shit, I got shit to do. I got to go. You know what I mean? Like I can't go out there and be wasting my energy on going out, you know?
Yeah, now we got too much going on right now.
Right. And I know you feel me on that because you got hella things going on.
Yeah.
You know,
I try to make sure anything I do, I got to think about it first. Like, music-wise, right? Okay, is this something I want to invest my time into right now? Because, you know, the bills be coming.
Yeah.
They be like, yo, pay this for this. Oh, I got this bill I got to pay. Hold on, I'll come back to you. Right, but...
Sunshine tax. We live in San Diego. Nothing is cheap in San Diego. Not even a burrito. I was talking to Scales about this on my last podcast. I'm like, burritos used to be $4.59. Now they're like $14, and you got to add shit to it, and then it's like $20. And you're like,
you gotta know where to go. You from here though, so
I just go to anything Berto's, anything red and yellow. Hey. Those are the bomb spots.
There's a couple of bomb places. I can't remember this one though. I'm mad about it. Cerritos, boom. Cerritos used to be popping back in Spring Valley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they used to be open at 2 o'clock in the morning and later. Like that was a place to go. After downtown, boom, Cerritos.
Is that your spot now?
Nah, I don't really have a spot, but what I do is by my house. And
because you're healthy. You don't eat
No, I eat everything.
Oh, okay. Because you look like you don't eat like anything bad.
I think you said I don't eat. Like, dang, I gotta
Yo, you look anorexic. No, actually, you're built like a baseball player. I'm not hitting on you. I'm not hitting on him. But
do me live.
You need another shot.
I'm just talking shit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have to wrap this up because I'm paying by hour, so you know how that goes. But anyways, this is Wynn 619. Look him up. His Instagram is
Wednesday. WYNNSDAY 619.
Yeah, that's him. And I'm actually trying to get him to sing or rap a trip to Daygo because I think that song is dope, and I think a lot of people think that as well.
That's my baby.
All right, so we're gonna try out my new room where people are gonna be able to rap and sing. Hopefully, we're gonna work it out. But we'll see you guys in a bit.
Frame. Ooh, baby girl, what's your name? Ass poking out, can't remember her name. Miss Independent and she do her own thing. New lips, new hips, new features. She rock Givenchy on her sneaker. She like low-cut fades and white sneaker. She be liking me and my feature. Press start when I pull up in it. New feature when I pull up. Tell her make it pull up. We ain't leaving till 3. I wanna see that ass move to the beat. Don't move, don't freeze. Left foot, right foot, put your hand on your knees. Girl, you doing it with ease. I gotta find out piece and she only 5'3". Yeah, 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 yeah. Girl, I got that fire on me, come slide on me. Come and waste your time with me. You don't leave early, what you see in me, change the scenery. What you see in me, do you believe in me, or change your scenery? New body, new whip, new frame. Ooh, baby girl, what's your name? Ass poking out, can't remember her name. Miss Independent and she do her own thing. New lips, new hips, new feature. She rock Givenchy on her sneaker. She like low fades and white sneaker. She be liking me and my feature.